Hi, boys and girls. It's time to read a new Dory Phantasmagory book. This is called Dory Phantasmagory, The Real True Friend. This is the second book in the series. We read the first one before. Let's go ahead and get started. Chapter 1. We'll read one chapter at a time. This is the cover page. It looks like maybe Dory is going to make a new friend instead of just her brothers and sisters who are not always so nice to her. It says, a real true friend, an actual kid everyone can see, but who wants to play with you anyway. Wait a minute, what about me? Where did this come from? This is not the definition. Uh-oh, that's Mary, the imaginary friend, and it seems like she's jealous that Dory might have a new friend. This is chapter 1. It says, such a weirdo. My name is Dory, but everyone calls me Rascal. This is my family. I have a mom, dad, big brother, and big sister who are just regular people. I also have a monster and fairy godmother who are not regular because only I can see them. That means they're imaginary. See, they're in the picture too. It's Mr. Nuggy and Mary, her imaginary friend. Mary is my monster. She sleeps under my bed and plays with me all day. Mr. Nuggy is my fairy godmother. He lives in the woods but comes over if I have an emergency. And I'm about to have an emergency pretty soon because tomorrow is the first day of school. I tell Mary the big news while we are playing our favorite game, Exercise Club. Wait, what is school again? Says Mary. Oh yeah, that place with the water fountains, says Mary. There are so many kids and not a lot of grown-ups. Yippee! I love that place, she says. Let's get packing. Mary decides to make a list of what I should bring. Your dad's dirty laundry, Mary says in her note. I'm sorry, but I cannot read this, I say, so she reads it to me. Please bring to school tomorrow your dad's dirty laundry, extra salami, and lemon juice. What a weird list, I say. Are you sure you remember what school is? Uh-huh, says Mary. Super sure, she says. All right, I say. I'm trusting you. First, we collect as much of my dad's dirty laundry as we can. Are you done with the undershirt you're wearing? I ask him. Do-ta, do-ta, do-ta-tee-doo. She stole a sock right off his foot. Then I stuff the laundry in my backpack. It makes me look like a big kid with a backpack full of homework. So that's what it's for. Second, we sneak down to the kitchen. Luckily, no one is there. I grab a handful of salami and put it in my lunchbox. It's true, my mom never packs me enough salami. Slow down, I say to Mary. You too, she says right back. Third, we look for lemon juice. Okay, let's figure out what this is for, I tell Mary. I'm gonna take a tiny squeeze and you tell me what happens. Oh yeah. She drank lemon juice. That's her face when she drank the lemon juice. Not so happy. So, I ask. Your muscles are huge now, says Mary. What else? I say. And your bones are lit up like light bulbs, says Mary. What else? I say. And you have magic eyebrows, says Mary. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Let's pack it, I say. When you were getting ready to go to school, did you pack lemon juice and salami in your dad's dirty laundry? Me neither. Just then my brother and sister come into the kitchen. What are you doing? Asks my sister Violet. Nothing, I say, while Mary quickly sneaks the bottle of lemon juice into my lunchbox. You know, Rascal, you're going to have to get dressed for school. You can't wear that dirty old nightgown every day anymore, says Luke. And you can't talk to yourself at school, says my sister Violet. And you do not move the furniture around in your classroom to build a fort like you did last year, says Violet. You know, Rascal, you can't. And you can. And you don't. They're telling her all kinds of stuff of what to do. Just try not to imagine things, says Luke. That's all you have to remember, Rascal, says Violet. Right, says Violet, pointing her finger. No matter what, do not use your imagination. Like telling people that monsters live in our house, says Luke. Or talking about Mrs. Gobblecracker, says Violet. Mrs. Who? I'm done with her, I say, which is a huge lie because Mrs. Gobblecracker is still my favorite game. There's Mrs. Gobblecracker, that mean witch from our last story. Mrs. Gobblecracker is a robber, and she is 507 years old, and she has very sharp teeth, and she wanted to steal me away from my family and lock me in her cave forever, but I was too tricky. And, says Violet, the most important thing for you to remember is don't be yourself. Can you do that? I don't think I like that advice. Rascal, what are you staring at? Says Luke. Pay attention. She's too busy looking at all her imaginary monster friends. Do you know why we are telling you all this? Says Violet, shaking her shoulders. Wake up! Pay attention! Because if you act like such a weirdo, nobody will want to be friends with you, Violet says. Violet's words are like giant rocks that fall from the sky and hit me on my head one by one and make the monsters disappear. I'd say her sister and brother are not being very nice. What? I say. Violet says slowly. Because you won't have any friends. I don't care, I say, but I imagine myself all alone at recess. That's her face. If you want friends, says Violet, you should listen to me. You should plan your outfit for the first day of school. I'm busy already, I say, walking backward out of the kitchen. Then I turn around and run upstairs to my room and shut the door. As fast as I can, I take all my clothes out of my drawers, every single one of them, and put them in a huge pile so that I can plan my outfit for tomorrow. I search for all my best clothes to wear on the first day of school. These plaid pants, this polka dot shirt, this rainbow shirt on top, striped socks, and a Santa hat. No, yes, no, I can't decide. Definitely wear the hat, says Mary. That's what I thought, I say. She looks amazing, says Mary. But what am I going to wear to school? Asks Mary. Last year I brought Mary to school with me every day, but now I think she'd better stay home, especially when I remembered last year. This is last year. Last year Mary always said she had to go to the bathroom when she really didn't have to go. She just wanted to play with the soap in the bathroom. So one day the teacher said no, she couldn't go. But guess what? She really did have to go, so do you know what happened? All over the floor. Uh-oh, she had an accident. Also, it turned out that Mary was hiding salami in her desk. What on earth is that smell? Says the teacher. Oh, yeah, and one day she took her shoes off and then she couldn't find them. Nobody ever found them again. I felt so bad for her that I let her borrow my shoes. She also whispered bathroom words in everybody's ears. And she could never remember to raise her hand. She interrupted all the time. And her answer for everything was chicken. Sounds like Mia. What word rhymes with house? Chicken, says Mary. Sorry, Mary, you have to stay home, I tell her. Last year was too crazy. Mary sulks. But without me, you won't have a friend, says Mary. I'm going to make a new friend, I say. A real friend. No, says Mary, bursting into tears. Please, no. That's her face when she's crying. That night my brain keeps waking me up with so many questions. Who will I play with at recess? Will I be lonely without Mary? Will I miss my nightgown? Am I such a weirdo? Are we going to have a class pet? Could it be a hamster? Could we name it Flower Ball? Are we going to have opposite day? Will I wear my clothes inside out and backwards for opposite day? What will my teacher look like? Good morning, boys and girls. Uh-oh, she's picturing Mrs. Gobblecracker as her teacher. I wake up my dad and tell him I have a stomachache. He says, "You don't really have a stomachache." And I say, "But how do you know?" And he says, "Because the other night you told me you had a stomachache in your ear." So, I say. "Good night," he says. But I still can't sleep, so I call Mr. Nuggy. Whoa, that was fast. I'm scared about school, I say. I don't want to go. You've got to help me. What can you do? Can you use your magic wand to make it go away? Don't worry, he says. I have a plan. I'm going to do some magic and turn your whole school into a pancake so you won't have to go ever. A pancake? I ask. Yes, but it's a very complicated recipe, and I'm going to need some chickens, and it might take a few days. All right, that's okay, I say. A pancake sounds just fine, I think. A great big giant buttery pancake instead of school would be perfect in my last thought before I close my eyes and finally fall asleep. So there we go, a giant pancake instead of a school. All right, this is the picture of her on the first day of school. Our chapter 2 is going to be Best Friends Forever, and we will read that next time. Thanks for listening.